Hey, what's going on, guys? You got TLR here, and we're back on the battle spot for the final day of the May International Challenge. That's correct. This is the final day, and so this is going to be the final episode. We're going to end it off here, hopefully end it off strong. I got a couple more battles off screen, so we're now at 30 battles, mid 1600s. That's not too bad. And let's see if we can maybe make a push for the 1700s. I don't know if it may be in this episode. May have to do it off screen. May not be able to hit 1700s with only 3 battles. Anyway, we find our first opponent of the day, Matt Show, with a rating approximately the same as ours, rocking the Ninetales, Tapu Fini, Garchomp, Mimikyu, Arcanine, and Talonflame. Talonflame, not a Pokemon you see very often because of the Gale Wings nerf. Milotic is actually pretty good here, so I'm guessing he probably does have the Freeze Dry on his Ninetales because his team is just very weak to water. I don't think I want to lead Milotic though. I think I actually want to lead Arcanine, and the reason for that is I do think he's going to lead Garchomp, and while Arcanine isn't a super good lead against Garchomp, it will intimidate it, which means I won't have to worry about it doing too much damage. And then I can lead Milotic right next to that to knock it out in one shot if he does decide to stay in. Kartana is also good here against the Tapu Fini, which is pretty problematic for me. Tapu Koko's not bad here either. If I bring in Tapu Koko, I might struggle a little bit against the Arcanine, which Garchomp would be nice against, but it'll relieve some pressure against the Talonflame and the Tapu Fini. Plus, I outspeed the Garchomp and the Ninetales, so if I can wear out his Tailwind or prevent him from getting up Tailwind, I can just come in and pick those threats off if they are weakened. Alright, so we see the Mimikyu Ninetales lead. That's fine. Of course, going to lead Arcanine Milotic. The Ninetales actually isn't... The Ninetales isn't too threatening right now. Obviously, I did predict it to have Freeze Dry, but... would he possibly have Trick Room on this? Because his team is pretty fast. What would the Mimikyu go for? I also wouldn't be surprised if he switches his Ninetales out. Since his team is so fast, I kind of want to predict it to be a Swords Dance Mimikyu. Now I know that's not a super common set in VGC or doubles in general, but it seems more likely than it being a Trick Room variant or a Psych Up variant. So, oh nope, he just goes for the Z move. That's Twinkle Tackle, but he is at -1, so I don't have to worry about this killing anything. This is definitely going into Milotic too. I don't think he would predict a switch out of Arcanine when it's really not threatened. Crit would be bad here, but there's not much I can do about that. I'm not going to play around trying to predict a crit. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't do too much damage. If we can get a burn here, that would be actually really good, because then Mimikyu is just pretty much out of the game. It won't be able to do too much damage at all. No burn, that's fine. And we get the Mimikyu out of there, so no longer threatening my team. And we see the Talonflame come in. Okay, that's fine. Talonflame is going to get buffeted by the Hail, which means his thick Gale Wings is no longer active. Milotic is threatened with a knockout from the Talonflame, also possibly by a Freeze Dry from the Ninetales. I could switch into Tapu Koko, but I think right now I'm actually just going to protect my Milotic, because neither the Talonflame nor the Ninetales threaten too much damage onto my Arcanine. I'm just going to launch off a Flare Blitz into that Ninetales slot and attempt to possibly knock it out. Obviously, my opponent does have the Aurora Veil up, so it won't do as much damage, but if it's a more offensive variant of Ninetales, this probably has a chance to knock it out. But also, Ninetales normally carry Focus Sash, so there is a good chance that this Ninetales is Focus Sash, and I couldn't knock it out in one hit anyway. So you see the Brave Bird go out into the Arcanine slot, and we do see the Freeze Dry. Okay, that's fine. Going to launch off a Flare Blitz. After Recoil plus Hail, this should put me within berry range. Oh, and that's very unfortunate for my opponent, so I do get the burn there, and I do also put myself in berry range, so that's really good. But yeah, getting the burn there means even if he was Focus Sash, he's going to go down this turn. So really unlucky for my opponent. Yeah, that really sorry about that one. Didn't go for that. I do want to save Arcanine for the Intimidate support, plus my Arcanine is pretty healthy thanks to that. We do see the Garchomp. This is fine. Yeah, I am going to save my Arcanine. I'll go into Kartana here. Let's see. Yeah, he's probably... I guess he's going to Earthquake plus Brave Bird my Milotic. That's the most sensible play. So Kartana, you know, is going to easily live in Earthquake. I can't see him Brave Birding Arcanine. I just feel like that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, he does Brave Bird the Milotic. Now Milotic will go down there, which is a little unfortunate, but I don't think I needed it anymore. Actually, Garchomp just goes for Rock Slide. Okay, that's cool. That's 100% Okaze. Nonglen is going to get buffeted by the Hail. Still has the Mimikyu in the back. Tapu Koko can come in here, easily knock out either one of his Pokemon, but if he protects Talonflame and then Earthquakes with Garchomp, my Kartana is not going to be able to take it out. So, I'm actually going to make a little bit... actually, I can't really do that, can I? Huh. Actually... I think I can. Okay, I'm going to have to sack Arcanine here. I'm going to have to hope that I don't need Arcanine to win this game. But basically what I'm going to go for here is Extreme Speed the Garchomp, put it in within Leaf Blade range of the Kartana. Because here's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to... Actually... So yeah, definitely Detect with Kartana. Actually, I'm gonna just try to take out the Talonflame. Although he still does have the Aurora Veil up, which is a problem. But what I can do is if I can get the Talonflame into Dazzling... Oh, that's a crit, isn't it? Yep. So that's actually super duper unfortunate for my opponent. I was just trying to get him within Dazzling Gleam range so I could send in my Tapu Koko and Revenge Kill both of his Pokemon. But unfortunately I did get a critical hit and knocked out his Talonflame, which means now my Kartana is a bit more free to, you know, start launching off powerful attacks. Going to send in my Koko here. Yep, the Mimikyu comes in. This is the last turn of Hail and Aurora Veil. So, also he did change moves, so we know this Garchomp isn't Scarf as well, although he also did have the possible Tailwind, right, on Talonflame, so I can't imagine why he would be Scarf Garchomp on a Tailwind team. I'm going to protect Tapu Koko here because I don't threaten the knockout on either Pokemon, which is what I really want to do. He probably will... Actually, he might just... Would you even carry Protect on Mimikyu? Because most Mimikyus don't carry Protect, but also most Mimikyus aren't... most Mimikyus aren't... Ooh, Trick Room. Oh, he did have it. Okay. Now that was actually very solid. Luckily, my Tapu Koko doesn't go down to an attack from Garchomp because the Garchomp is at -1. So I am actually going to Dazzling Gleam here. Yeah, that should be relatively safe. So since the Mimikyu does actually have the Trick Room, I guess it doesn't have Protect. Of course it could, but I'm going to assume it does not. Okay, so he just goes to the Play Rough, and so I'm actually getting really lucky in this game. I am very sorry to my opponent. Definitely not the way I wanted this game to go down. Yeah, if he hit that Play Rough, he was at neutral. I probably would have lost. Koko there. Now, even though I am at minus, basically I would have lost Koko, and it would have been his -1 Garchomp versus my Kartana, and a -1 Earthquake probably wouldn't knock out my Kartana, but that was his way of winning, and that dodge just took away all chances he had at winning, basically. So really sorry to my opponent. Definitely not how I wanted to go. I don't even think a critical hit Earthquake will knock out Kartana since spread reduction. Yeah, but he doesn't even get the critical hit, so I guess there is no justice in Pokemon. Anyway, I guess good game to my opponent. It wasn't the most clean of games, but at least it was a solid game. It was pretty close, even though I got pretty lucky. And you know, even though I did win by getting pretty lucky, it's always nice to win. So we're going to cop a W for our first battle of the live. And we are of course going to continue battling. 1672. Maybe if we do win the next 2 games, we can reach 1700s, who knows. Next opponent of the day, opponent from Japan, 1647 rating. We're seeing the Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Celesteela, Tapu Fini, Ninetales, and the Garchomp. I really just want to lead Drifloon and set up a Tailwind because I want to think he'd lead with his Tapu Koko. However, if he doesn't lead Tapu Koko, my Drifloon now becomes threatened. Well, I don't die to a Blizzard from Ninetales. I guess I could be threatened by a Continental Crush from Garchomp. That's about it. Yeah, so the only Pokemon that can knock out my Drifloon in one shot here is the Tapu Koko, which would activate my Electric Seed. And then I don't think I want to lead Arcanine. Maybe Kartana? With Arcanine and Tapu Koko in the back. Although Milotic is pretty good here if we can get the competitive boost from his Arcanine. Also, if we leave Milotic and Garchomp behind, his own Arcanine could become threatening. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring him alongside Kartana with Arcanine and Milotic in the back. I don't bring my Tapu Koko, so I can't activate my own Electric Seed, which could end up being a problem. But I think this gives me the highest chances of winning. This is going to be a tough battle. He definitely has a very solid team, so I'm going to have to really think my moves through and play this one well. Unless my opponent, doesn't play well, in which case, I guess free points. Maybe. I don't know. If he has a team as solid as his own, I assume he knows what he's doing. So we see the Tapu Koko Ninetales lead. So he does lead. The Tapu Koko is going to boost my speed and defense, of course. You know, I really just kind of want to Destiny Bond, assuming he'd just attack my Drifblim. And if we can knock out the Koko, then Kartana becomes a lot more free. But if we knock this out, also our Milotic, if we knock out the Tapu Koko, but if he doesn't attack my Drifblim, then this is a lost cause. And I'm just going to Leaf Blade into the Ninetales, break a potential Sash. So I did make a very risky play turn 1. Goes for the Volt Switch onto the Drifblim, and it knocks me out. Nice. It's a critical hit. I don't know if that mattered. I don't know if he's like Life Orb or Specs. He's not Life Orb. He could be Specs if it was Specs. The crit didn't matter. If it wasn't Specs, maybe Modest would have done the trick. But anyway, yeah, my prediction came true. I guess his good luck ended up being his bad luck in that situation, because my Drifblim can live a Volt Switch from a Tapu Koko. Not 100% of the time, but it can. I'm going to send in Milotic here, even though Arcanine might seem like the better play, and that's simply because he could possibly have the Arcanine. That doesn't mean that he guaranteed has the Arcanine. Okay. Now, Ice Beam plus Leaf Blade into the Garchomp is the basic, you know, most obvious play I can make. I wouldn't be surprised if he just Tectonic Rages into Milotic. Would he though? That seems like overkill. Because obviously I live a Tectonic Rage, but I also kind of think he'd double up on Milotic. So I'm actually going to, I'm going to protect Milotic turn 1, and I am going to Leaf Blade the Garchomp, not the Ninetales, because the Ninetales isn't really threatening anything. Again, it could be Freeze Dry like the last one. Oh, he actually withdraws into Arcanine? Nice. So now we get the special attack boost, and we didn't even need to get the chip damage on Garchomp. So that's good. Yeah, and Garchomp just protects. Okay, cool. Now we can switch in our Arcanine and intimidate both of his Pokemon, which should allow me to live their attacks. I guess a Choice Banded Wild Charge plus a Tectonic Rage might knock me out, but yeah, that would be bad. But I don't even know if he has Wild Charge on his Arcanine. Anyway, Ice Beam should knock out Garchomp now that I'm at +2, and of course I do want to get the Intimidate off onto both of these Pokemon to hinder their damage output. He could also Tectonic Rage my Kartana slot, but the Milotic is definitely the threat. I don't think he'll target down my, I don't think he'll target down that. So he does reveal the Z move. It is Tectonic Rage. And I'm guessing this goes into Milotic. Now I do live this, I mean guaranteed because he's at -1, but I mean I was also EV'd to live it from full. This just, oh he actually, oh that's really good, yes. Alright, cool. So he actually does launch it off into the Arcanine. Now this should kill, yep, even though he's at -1, it does still kill my Arcanine. But since now he's at -1, if he does want to go for like even a Choice Banded Wild Charge, I'll live. Oh nice, okay cool. I was going down so fast I thought it was a critical hit. Oh no. Anyway, going to pop that Weaky Berry, heal up to about half, and then we should be able to knock out the Garchomp with an Ice Beam. Nice. Alright, and if I am correct, that's probably Choice Banded Arcanine, based on how much damage it did at -1. Even though, of course, the Electric Terrain is up, Um, I don't think Wild Charge would have done that so much at -1. Unless it's Choice Banded. So I do assume it's Choice Banded, probably locked into Wild Charge now, which means Kartana can just clean up here. As long as the Ninetales doesn't knock it out, which it should be able to knock it out with any one hit. So I'm just going to Scald into the Arcanine. This is just in case it isn't, actually, yeah, I do think it's Choice Banded. If it's not Choice Banded, then I'm in trouble, but I'm going to recover here and Leaf Blade the Ninetales. Alright, nice. We win the speed tie. Knock out Ninetales before it can launch off an attack. Critical hit. Didn't matter because, again, I did hit it with a Leaf Blade earlier in the game, and it did. So it goes for another Wild Charge. I'm going to knock out my Milotic. That's fine. But yeah, Leaf Blade was a 2-hit KO even through Aurora Veil, as we saw at the beginning of the game. Kartana is buffeted by the Hail. That's okay. Arcanine is also buffeted by the Hail. And I'm just going to check real quick how much. Alright, cool. So I just protect here, or detect, wear out this Aurora Veil, guaranteeing that my Sacred Sword kills. Even, I mean, if he's locked into Wild Charge, which he did go for Wild Charge, so looks like he is locked into that Wild Charge. Just in case, because, you know, if you know me, I don't know my calcs. But this just guarantees that my +1 Sacred Sword will knock out Arcanine in case he was the berry and not Choice Banded. But yeah, it did look like he was Choice Banded, which is good. Able to cop a W right there. Nice. Milotic is so cool. I really like Milotic in this format. Obviously, because it's so slow, you do need some sort of speed control to really allow it to function. I don't think Tailwind is necessarily the best speed control for Milotic, but I do think it's a viable option. And just being able to pressure Arcanine and Garchomp, especially Arcanine at Team Preview, you make your opponent question whether or not they should actually bring in the Arcanine. Anyway, cop a W, 2 wins, so even if we lose this last game, which I'm hoping we win, because if we win, it looks like we'll probably, oh yeah, our opponent's high 1700s. If we win this, we're definitely in the 1700s. Seeing a Drifblim Lele team with a Pheromosa, Garchomp, Arcanine, and Magnezone. This is going to be the toughest battle of them all, isn't it? I mean, I want to lead Drifblim and then have Tapu Koko in the back, because that would allow me to switch in and upset my opponent's Psychic Terrain, meaning Drifblim won't go down to any one attack. Now my opponent could double up into the Drifblim slot. Maybe it would just be better to lead Koko. In fact, yeah, I'm going to lead Koko. It does mean that if my opponent leads Lele Drifblim, I don't get my terrain up, but if I double target the Lele, I could just knock it out. And that would be really good. And then I can Tailwind next turn. Drifblim obviously not threatening a whole lot of damage. I do want Kartana here because it does... do I want Kartana? I definitely want Garchomp. And Arcanine? Or Milotic? This is actually tough. I gotta decide quickly. Yeah, I actually do think I want Milotic, again, for the same reason as last time. He does have the Arcanine. No water resist at all, actually. So if I can get +2, Milotic can win. If I can't get +2, then Milotic might not be able to do as much, but I'm going to have to... Again, my opponent has definitely got a very solid team, and I definitely am going to have to play well in this game if I want to win. See, Drifblim Lele. Makes sense. So my opponent is going to most likely get her terrain up. Yeah, you don't usually see Scarf Lele on Drifblim Lele teams. But since we do Yes, so now we can double target that Lele. But if my opponent protects Lele... This is actually kind of tough. Because if my opponent expects me... Because I could just lose a Pokemon next. Because if he Tailwinds up, then I'm guessing the Tapu Lele has enough speed to outspeed my Drifloon. Now my Drifloon does have a lot of speed investment. This is a 50-50. And I think I'm going to go for it. Nice. Okay, my opponent doesn't protect. Able to double target this Tapu Lele and knock it out. A combination of these attacks should knock it out. Oh yeah, look how much damage that did. And this is Life Orb Thunderbolt. I don't need Electric Terrain. Boom. Alright, nice. Knocking out the Tapu Lele super early on. That's really good. Hopefully the Arcanine doesn't come in here, because again, that would be pretty difficult to get my Tailwind up. Or not Tailwind. I meant it would mean I probably wouldn't be able to get a +2. So it's probably going to be difficult to get a +2 Milotic now. But that's fine. Did I bring Garchomp in the back? I'm pretty sure I did. Yep. Garchomp obviously not being too threatened here. I do want a Tailwind. Arcanine not really threatening my Drifloon. I could technically protect my Tapu Koko, but... Nah, I'm just going to switch in Milotic. Not Garchomp. I don't want Garchomp getting burned by his Drifloon. And Milotic's really only scared of Wild Charge. I don't think he'd go for Wild Charge on my Tapu Koko slot. Goes for the Shadow Ball. I should live this. Although I might not live a double target. But would he double target me? He would. Okay, that's fine. That's just going to give me a free switch in into my Garchomp. Damaged by the recoil, that's fine. Yes, okay. So even if he burns me, my Tectonic Rage will knock out the Arcanine, which is good. Is that really what I want to go for, though? Because he could protect. But his Drifloon is right beside his Arcanine, and that's his only thing to take a Tectonic Rage. He can't really switch in Pheromosa. Pheromosa would basically die. So yeah, I'm going to target down the Arcanine. I think I'm actually going to double target it in case he does want to switch into... If his Pheromosa is Sash, then this is the best play. But I kind of expect it to be Z-move. Yeah, I'm going to double target. Okay, he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. That's fine. Obviously, he is going to outspeed my Garchomp and Milotic with his Arcanine. Going to Wild Charge. I don't have my Intimidate off on him. That didn't even do half. What? Where is the damage? Okay. Yep, Tectonic Rage will knock out the Arcanine, and I'm okay with this because now my Scald will just launch off into the Drifloon, who doesn't really threaten a whole lot of damage onto my either of my Pokemon, really. But if his last Pokemon is Pheromosa, then we could have a problem. Because that thing threatens a KO on both of my Pokemon. Oh, yes. Pheromosa would be a big problem if it comes in here. Burn? Ah, okay. That doesn't matter too much. Because the Drifloon's not a physical one. We've already seen Shadow Ball. So is it going to be Pheromosa as the last Pokemon? It's Magnezone. Oh, that's so good for me. That's so good for me. Yes. Let me see. This is his last turn of Tailwind, yes. I'm actually going to Earthquake my own Milotic. It might seem like a weird play. Actually, the Magnezone might have Hidden Power Ice. I don't think the Magnezone's going for Milotic. So I'm actually going to protect my Garchomp. And Scald the Magnezone, or the Drifloon. I like how you recover. I think I'm actually going to do that. I know it's a bit of a weird play, but his Magnezone can't knock me out in one hit unless it's Z move, which it obviously could be. Different goes for the Shadow Ball onto Garchomp. Does connect. Okay, we do see a Thunderbolt onto my Milotic. That is fine. But now I think we have this game locked and loaded, unless there is one thing that could go wrong. Actually, no. If he has Hidden Power Ice on his Magnezone, then I could lose. I think he's almost definitely going to protect his Magnezone here. I'm just going to Dragon Claw into the Magnezone slot and hope he doesn't have Hidden Power Ice. I didn't go for the Earthquake here. I was thinking, oh, I could just Earthquake and kill my own Tapu Koko, but if he does have the, if he's sturdy, then that play makes no sense. Does he have the Hidden Power Ice? Okay, that'll break sturdy. He does, okay. So yeah, I could have technically, actually, okay, yeah, I should have Earthquaked there. I do think I live a, actually, maybe I'm not out of this yet. I'm gonna protect. If I live a Flash Cannon, then 2 Thunderbolts, I'm pretty sure, knocks him out. Oh, but he Z-moves, so yeah, now it's over. Evolt Havoc, okay. Yep, good game to my opponent, because this is obviously going to Pierce Protect, and then I definitely don't live a Flash Cannon. If it wasn't Z-move, then I was thinking I could Protect, then maybe live a Flash Cannon next turn, and then Protect again, stall out the Tailwind, and double Thunderbolt. I mean, maybe I could still win if it's you know, not Flash Cannon Magnezone, but I highly doubt it. Yeah. So, good game. Unfortunately, we are not going to get into the 1700s, at least not on stream or on screen. But we still did go positive in this live. 2-1. That's going to be the last battle of the day. Yeah, if I had Earthquake there, and actually no, if I Earthquake there, I still lost because I killed my own Koko. Yeah, so I think I couldn't have won that because he was E-move on Magnezone. So, alright, that's going to be the end of the live. Thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. And I forgot to mention this in the last 2 videos, but I'm going to remember it now. If you want to use the team that I did use in this May I See, check the description below. There's a link to the QR code. You can use it yourself on the battle spot, test it out. It is the team I brought to the Virginia Regional earlier this month with a few changes. I did change a few sets. Like Kartani was Assault Vest, and now it's Focus Sash Swords Dance. Meta takes on Porygon 2. But yeah, if you want to test the team out for yourself, go check the description below. There's going to be a link down there. And with that, I will see you guys later with another live later. Yeah, I have nothing left to say. Goodbye.